There we go. That's much better. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me properly. Welcome to another episode of the lunch date with Cassie. Today is March the 25th. We are almost at the end of the first quarter for 2025. And let me tell you, if you are like me and you work in sales or anything to do that is seasonal, like travel and different things like that, you'll know that it's been a busy quarter. I have so much to talk about today. Today's going to be a great show. We've got, none other than Impulse Experience here as my guest today. Of course, we're gearing up for Atlanta Carnival. We are well into the season, and I've got some exciting news that just got released today on the route for the carnival. So we'll be talking a lot more about that a little later on. In the meantime, let me just go over some information about the show. So this is called the lunch date. It is my lunchtime, even though I haven't even had breakfast yet. But hey, guess what I'm having for lunch? I'm having a glass of orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice, of course. But that is my lunch for now until after the show, and then I will have some more lunch. I've got trout and some potatoes. I got some broccoli. So it's actually going to be a very delicious homemade lunch today. So I'm excited about that. But before that, we've got to get through the rest of the show. So I'd like to thank my sponsors. As always, without them, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. So we are currently live on Facebook on CAZZY Bee. We are live on YouTube on Catch the Buzz, and we're also live on Bacchanal TV. So thank you to Bacchanal TV, one of my sponsors for the show. If you would like to go to their website, there's so much in store. If you're looking for anything carnival related, anything Caribbean content, go and visit Bacchanal TV, and that is BAKANAL.TV. Also, Caroline in the City, that is my business. If you are in the market for a home, if you're looking to invest, if you're looking to sell your home, if you're looking for any type of property, I am a licensed realtor here in the state of Georgia. So please give me a call with Caroline in the City. And my number is 202-550-2923. Also to Caribbean International Shipping, one of the best shipping services to the Caribbean, to South and Central America. If you're looking to get anything shipped, not only do they ship, but they also, assist in packing. If you are purchasing anything on Amazon and would like to send it to the Caribbean to your relatives or friends or so forth, they can also accommodate that. So Caribbean International Shipping, you'll hear a lot more about them a little later on. And also to Wear White, JT and One Associates. So again, like I was saying, Atlanta Carnival is gearing up. We are very much in the midst of the season. So Wear White is on the Sunday, the day after the parade, Sunday the 25th. This year is actually their 25th anniversary. So it's going to be Wear White with a touch of silver. And not only do they have, of course, my favorite, Patrice Roberts. In my eyes, she can do no wrong. Patrice Roberts is going to be on the bill, as well as Mikel Teja. And also just added, actually I've got my information here. I'm going to bring this to the screen so you can see what is in store for Wear White. So we've got Patrice Roberts, like I said, Mikel Teja, of course, who we love, and Anika Berry. Anika Berry has just been added, and I know they're working on more. There are more artists to be added to the bill. Like I said, it's the 25th anniversary. Wear white with a touch of silver. So don't you dare miss Wear White. Now, if you're celebrating your birthday today, I want to say happy birthday to you. Also, we are in Pisces season, so I'll big up to all of the Pisces. If you're celebrating your birthday this week, happy birthday to you. I wish you all the best. Aries is next, coming up very soon. Aries, you're up next. If you're tuned in from all over the world, I know I usually have my UK folks tuned in, Guyana, Canada, as far as Africa and India. When I checked the numbers last week, I had folks tuned in from India. So for you guys who are overseas, if you are thinking of visiting Atlanta, Georgia at any time soon, the best time to come is in May, Memorial Weekend. And that is because we have our Caribbean Atlanta Carnival. And it's not just for a one day or for a weekend, it's a whole week of activities, a whole week of activities. Now, we are still in the midst of Women's History Month. We've got 5 days left of Women's History Month. And there were just a few women that I wanted to highlight, which, these women, I kind of handpicked them because I know they don't get enough love. We don't hear too much about them. But I just wanted to just highlight 4 incredible women for Women's History Month as we close this month off. And then I will bring my guests to the stage. So the first woman I wanted to highlight is Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011. I totally forgot Elizabeth Taylor died all the way back to 2011. Really, really a big fan of Elizabeth Taylor. She was real kind of old Hollywood at its best. She captivated moviegoers with numerous movies, one notably like Cleopatra back in 1963, and Suddenly last summer, which was 1959. Two-time Best Actress Oscar winner Elizabeth Taylor. Also to Katharine Hepburn. We all love Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn, again, no secret to on camera, and she is the actress that brought the pants, the trousers to women's fashion. She was always wearing a really nice suit. But that kind of made it okay, I guess, for us women to wear suits. 1907, born in 1907, she died in 2003. Also, Barbara Streisand. Barbara Streisand is still with us today, born in 1942. Again, Barbara Streisand is one of those women who, she's so talented in many ways, not just an actress, also a singer. And, what I do remember about Barbara Streisand is there's a song called Guilty, which we all love. That is Barbara Streisand. You would think it's it's got such a nice soulful melody to it. We love that song. She's a Grammy-winning career. Her career spanned, numerous years. Currently, she's 82 years old, and she paved the way for Jewish actresses in Hollywood. So kudos to Barbara Streisand. And who's the other one? Oh, Aretha Franklin. Of course, Aretha Franklin, 1942, died in 2018. If you haven't seen the movie Aretha, that is, I believe it's on Netflix, go and watch the movie. There's so much that Aretha Franklin, we have to thank her for. She popularized one of her hits, which she made with a pop hit. It actually ended up being a pop hit, was Respect. And I Say a Little Prayer, which we all sing today. Every time that song comes on, especially Respect, whenever that comes on, you can't not help but think about it. So, 1942, 2018. She died in 2018. So and she was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Aretha Franklin, first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So kudos to her. So as we close Women's History Month, like I said, I will highlight some other women on the promo show on Friday. This Friday, don't forget to tune in at 6 p.m. to the promo show. Streaming live on Caribbean Live TV, as well as YouTube and Facebook, of course. So tune into the promo show this Friday at 6 p.m. All right, so without further ado, I've got a couple of things that I need to show you with my ads and my sponsors, and then we are coming straight back with Miss Keisha Simon, all the way from across town. She's right here in Atlanta, but all the way from across town, she is going to be telling us all about IMPULZ XPERIENCE, and I cannot wait to hear more about IMPULZ XPERIENCE. So let me start by Bacchanal TV. Sorry, my voice is a little bit crooked. I need to drink my juice. So let me play my ads, and then I will come straight back with Keisha from IMPULZ XPERIENCE. All right, all right, all right. So here we are, Caribbean International Shipping. They can be contacted at 770-323-1111. And Caribbean International Shipping, like I said, they've covered the southeast region here in the United States, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, so South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Louisiana. So call to make your booking. Telephone number again is 770-323-1111. They're also available on WhatsApp at 470-718-9675. Caribbean International Shipping. They have been in business for over 30 years, so we congratulate them. Not just serving the Caribbean, like I said, they've got the Caribbean as well as Central America, South America as well, of course, Diana being in South America. So if you have household and commercial goods, make sure you give them a call. They are open um, Monday to Saturday. So please give them a call. Once again, Caribbean International Shipping, number one shipping company right here in the Atlanta area. Okay, there we go. All right, so over to my guest. Like I said, Miss Keisha Simon, she represents Impulse Experience. Now, Impulse Experience theme for this year is the crown jewels. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they have got some beautiful, absolutely beautiful costumes. Let me see if I can bring okay, here we go. Here we go. So they have a number of different costumes, four different sections. And I'm going to have Keisha talk to us about all of these beautiful sections and kind of where they are with everything now that we're almost at the crunch time for Atlanta Carnival. So I am going to bring her to the stage. Keisha, there you are. How are you?
I am good. I am well. How about you?
I am great. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. And I know, this is 11 o'clock. I'm not sure if it's your lunchtime, but yeah, but thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know how crazy things can get for you now, especially as we're gearing up for Atlanta Carnival and the season coming up. So tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about your just impulse experience. I know this is your second year on the road here in Atlanta Carnival, but you are no stranger to Carnival on the whole. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about you and so we can get to know you some.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Let me just start off by saying thank you, Cassie, for the opportunity to present my band to your podcast and to your audience. I really appreciate it. And with that said, my name is Keisha Simon. I've been here in Atlanta for 26 years, almost 27 years. Born in Trinidad, raised in Brooklyn, New York, did some traveling and just landed in Atlanta. I've been coming to Atlanta since like in the 80s because I had my auntie used to live here. So every summer, I'm not sure if it was everyone's tradition, but my grandma would tell us, okay, you guys are not staying on the streets of Brooklyn, you're heading down south. And every single summer we would come down to Atlanta. And that's what started the love for Atlanta, actually. So,
Nice. And the
as
weather, of course.
exactly. And as you stated, I am the band leader for Impulse Experience. Absolutely not new to Carnival. I've been playing mass ever since I was a little girl. Go back to Trinidad for Carnival every single year. Try my best not to miss it. Don't think I missed too many carnivals. Um, my parents still reside in Trinidad. Well, actually, my mom just moved to Canada a few years now, but my dad still lives in Trinidad. So it's I go to Trinidad as often as I can, a few times a year if needed. Impulse. So Impulse was came about by myself, Natasha Marshall, which is my one of my designers, and Marlon Smart.
Yeah, shout out to Natasha Marshall. She is on the live. Hello, hello.
And Marlon Smart, who is also one of my designers. So, aside from being business partners, we're also best friends. So we've done a lot together in the carnival industry, personally, professionally. And one day we were just sitting around saying, you know what, as much as we do carnival and parties, and we wanted to see a change in a few things, right? Everything just kept looking the same. And this is for Atlanta. Things were just running the same year after year. Things were the same. You were getting the same gifts, or costumes were starting to look a little the same. And we decided, you know what, let's try our hand at doing this for ourselves, not
Right.
necessarily to compete with anyone, but just to bring what we felt that was missing, what we felt we wanted to bring to the industry of carnival itself. And we wanted to do it with the freedom. That's what actually that right there is what actually made us step out and say, okay, let's just do it. You know, let's try it, do it. We have all the connections. Let's just run with it and see how it goes. And here we are, and that's what actually birthed Impulse.
And this is year two for Atlanta Carnival, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, because I remember when you first came out, year one, I was like, wow, this is something different. This, Natasha, as you said, has been in the business for a while, and I've always
Mhm.
admired her costumes, her designs. And last year, you guys blew it out the park, of course. Now, this year, oh my God, talk about stepping it up. Stepping it up. I was like, wow, these are so beautiful. I just want to bring, let me just bring this to the stage. These are, correct me if I'm wrong, these are your four uh, sections, correct?
That is correct.
Beautiful. Could you go through each section and tell us a little? And I do have some videos, some of the sections too, so we can, yeah, just give us a little synopsis of each section.
Okay. So the Imperials, so the theme for, actually, let me go back a little bit. So let me go back a little bit and then bring it forward. So, and I'm going to start just um, cheering on my biggest supporters, which are my section leaders. So let's start with Natasha. So I'm not sure if everyone knows. I know quite a few people know, but Natasha entered a competition for Tribe as a designer. Tribe did a competition a few years back. She entered this competition, hundreds of people. She blew it out the park. She won the competition. So she is a Tribe designer, first and
Oh,
foremost.
excellent.
And not only does she design for Tribe, she designs for several different carnivals. For Miami with Ramage and just a couple others. Marlon, Marlon now, amazing creative. Marlon creates a little different. Anything that what drew me to Marlon is Marlon could bring a theme to life. Like I've seen him do an Indian. I've seen him. I mean, it just his creative style was just amazing. So, and to join us this year, we have Panache. So Panache is
Yeah.
a carnival band here from Atlanta. They've been doing carnival in Atlanta for quite some years. Took a little break last year and decided that they wanted to come back into the market this year for 25.
I
And
love that. I love that collaboration. Oh my
yeah,
God. That was just like a gem when we heard that announcement. There was someone, and I won't say any names, but somebody actually posted on Facebook like, oh my God, Panache is back. That's my band. I will be going to them. Before they even knew what they had, they were like, goes without saying.
yes, absolutely. Ramona and Kamara, beautiful individuals, very sweet young ladies. We talked about it a couple of times and realized that we can make an amazing team. And they came on board with us. So they'll be on the road with Impulse. So with that being the groundwork, the sections. So the orange section, Imperials, I can't even get into the theme and why it's called Imperials. And I really can't, because I'm going to be very honest. That piece right there. So Impulse has an entire team of people and everybody has a job. That's not my lane, that right there is not my lane. Bringing everything together and everyone together to making sure that we have a very seamless production from beginning to end. And so what we do is we sit in a group and we throw some themes or some names or just some ideas. We throw it at the wall and we see what sticks. And um, that's how Crown Jewels was birthed. So again, we do have four sections. Imperial. Imperial is the orange section, super sexy, super girly. And I don't know. I can't say much about the name Imperials and where it came from and all that good stuff because again, I'm being very honest and transparent. My designers. That was all him. That was all him. His name is Claude. He's actually out of New York. Um, Kadita, that is Panache's section. Another beautiful gem,
Beautiful.
another sexy, soft, sensual section. Nice and colorful, beautiful, beautiful on the road. The next section we have is Britannia. Now, this is Natasha Marshall's section. So
Of course.
totally
Glamorous.
totally different. I don't know how she does it, to be honest. Each and every creation that she's created, and I'm usually in the loop from beginning to end because, again, like I stated, we're best friends, so we talk every day, all day, and we share ideas and stuff. And I don't know how she ups the ante every
Every
single
single year, year over year too.
I just don't know. Last year, she designed my two sections, and I'm like, I don't even know how you can top this because, and then here she comes with this blue costume, and I'm floored again. So, Britannia is Natasha's section, and then we have Atlanta, which is Marlon's section. So again, Marlon is very edgy with his creations. He's sexy, it's soft, but it's also edgy. Yeah. So that's the four
They are
sections there.
beautiful. I do have some video on that because these pictures are gorgeous, but it doesn't really give it a lot of substance. Let me show you the video. So we're gonna start with Imperial. So I've
Okay.
got a video on Imperial.
Ladies on that gone bend your back, gone bend your knees, baby shake it to the max. Will the DJ please turn up the bass to the max? Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max. Shake it to the max. Shake it to the
Bad
max.
man, she love.
Shake it to the
Bad man,
max.
she love.
Please just rewind, let me shake
She
it to
love.
the
Bad
max.
man. Bad man, she love. Bad man, she love. Yeah. Bad man, she love. Bad man, she love. Bad man, she love. Yeah. Bad man, she love. Bad man, she love. Yeah.
Oh my God. How sexy is that? We gotta play that again. That's so beautiful.
Yes.
Those colors are vibrant. You're gonna see those colors from way like a mile down the street.
That is
Someone's
correct.
coming down. Can you imagine them all together in one central place? That's gonna be so beautiful. And then you've got stuff for everybody. So if you want to have a full size,
That's
this,
correct. Hmm.
so you have stuff covering everyone. And then I also have another section. I can't remember the name of this section, but so you've got the curvy section for each of the sections. There's a curvy section as well.
That is correct. So every section we have a little of something for everyone. If you want the super sexy, with all the feathers, the bells and the whistles, the wire bra, the skimpy bikinis, that would be the frontline options. Then we have the backline options, which is just a little bit more covered up, a little less feathers. We offer the high waist option for those that want to cover their tummy, like myself. I'm a backline panty girl for certain. And then for the other market, if somebody just wants full coverage, they love the carnival, they just want full coverage. They
Yeah.
may be nice and thick and curvy and, just don't want to put too much out there on the road. Then we definitely have curvy options. And this is in all sections.
So I've got I think this is Marlon section. You said Atlanta.
No, the Kadik, this is Panache's section.
Panache. Okay, so
This is correct.
let's bring up.
cool, you're ready to groove. You're whining away, yeah, you're whining away. Mommy feeling away, yeah, you're feeling away. I must get a taste. I keep watching you put on a show. Girl, you're whining like you already know.
Woo! Let me tell you, that is a section. So who said this is Marlon's section, correct?
This is Marlon's section. And again, very edgy, very sexy. Um, I mean, I don't, everyone asks me, so what section do you love the best? I love them all. If I were to have to choose, I wouldn't even choose what section to play in because I would want a little piece from this one, a little piece from that one. Like, it's amazing.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think Marlon did the damn thing here. If I was playing math, now, what I love about this, I love the colors. It's so girly.
Yes.
You know, you feel definitely sexy in this. This is really, really beautiful, and it moves well. My only thing about a lot of the beautiful, front lines, ultra front line and so forth, the backpacks. I don't like it when my backpack is coming off halfway down the road and I can't move the way I want to move. This seems like a pretty secure backpack. This is why I think I really, really like this one. And it's nice and light. So it's important. Look, Natasha's on her live. Natasha said it's nice and soft. And she also said, don't make her cry, with all the fun. But yeah, that is one of the things. I don't know, you're a band leader, so you should, you'll be able to tell me whether this happens or not. After the carnivals are usually over, do you guys get feedback from your masqueraders? Do you ask for feedback? Do you, solicit feedback or send some sort of survey after the fact? And if you don't, I think it's a great idea. You should, because they're the ones who are wearing it all day long. They're the true, you know what I mean? To give you the true testament and the testimony for how the day went on. You know what I mean? To help you improve the next year. Because that's one of the things that I think, that falling off halfway down the road.
So a couple of things regarding that statement. So do we do surveys? Absolutely, because this is for the masqueraders. We know what we like, we know what we want. And one thing that we do pride ourselves on is what we will do for ourselves, we will do for masqueraders, right? So after year one, the advantage that IMPULZ has is I have designers that creates in all sorts of different markets. So they're getting feedback from different people, different demographics, and we're all putting it together to try to create the best product. So after year one, I believe Tasha did a survey for IMPULZ on behalf of IMPULZ, and we were asking questions like, tell us, road experience. How was the experience? Good, bad, or indifferent? Because all critique is good critique. We talked about the pricing for this market, because Atlanta's market is a little different than the other markets that, we've done business in. Atlanta's market is bouncing back. So, things are not where they were. So we talked about that. We talked about durability of the costumes. And I am going to tell you, we use high for production. I don't think anyone could beat that man's quality. And this is why we will always stay with him. We will stick with him throughout it all, because he's always produced. He's always been our producer. And we have so many people say, girl, these costumes held up, not a gem fell off. I can wear it to another carnival. I can wear it to another event. And these are the things that we're like, okay, yes, we know that we're moving in the right direction. Regarding the backpacks and stuff, backpacks is not for everybody, but we do keep that in mind. We try our best to do smaller backpacks, because backpacks can be heavy, backpacks can be a lot. And we try our best to offer backpack sizes for different people. Not everybody likes the big feathers from the top to the bottom, dragging on the floor type of thing. And, so we offer a smaller one. This year, we're offering an even smaller one. I don't think it's on our website, but we'll have pictures to post momentarily on that. So we do, to get back on topic, we do reach out to masqueraders or even bystanders or just people that see this on social media that says, oh
Yes.
my God, give me a little bit more information. Help me understand how this thing all comes together. The touch, the feel, how do you guys come up with the names? How do you come up with the colors? We definitely do plug into the public to get feedback. That's super important.
No, that is very important. Just like you said, a lot of the masqueraders like to wear their costumes again. We don't want to, to come home. And I don't know if folks are like me, but I have all my backpacks on the wall in my in my guest room. I put a hook, and they're like, right, they're around the wall in my room. I might move it to the garage eventually, because you have so many. But it is really important to have a backpack that you can actually use again if you want to.
Yeah.
And also travel. Sometimes we want to be able to travel with it. If you've got people coming in from all over the country, they want to be able to take it back. Trust me, I have worn my backpack on the plane. I wore my backpack on the plane, and people are like, oh, and people like, they ask questions and, they compliment it all. But it's very important. And things like customer service. One of the things, because as being one of your, if you like, customers or clients, customer service is very important. So if folks are reaching out to you, and I know they either go through social media or your website, what is the turnaround time frame? How do you treat customer service for your masquerade?
Customer service is what we live off of. Customer service is our number one priority, to be very honest, because again, I'm a consumer in so many different facets of the world. Customer service drives me to know if I'm going to go back, how much I'm going to spend. I mean, it's a real thing. The turnaround time for Impulse is almost instantaneously. I have about 3 or 4 people. I don't do the social media thing. So if ever anything on social media is absolutely not me. That's actually Tasha's arena. And she has a couple of people that assists her with answering the questions. She does all our posting. She runs the social media side of things. That's 100% Tasha. So when you're getting an answer back, it's usually from Tasha or my daughter, her best friend. Like, there's a team of people that actually runs the social media. You drop a message, it pops up. I don't look at it, but I know it'll get answered instantaneously, because the younger people, honey, they stay on that social media. So
Instagram, that's the way they communicate. So if you're not there, because let me tell you, communication is probably one of the biggest things when it comes to this world, because you've got so many questions, especially the ones who do it for the first time. So for questions and so forth. I wanted to bring this to the stage because this I saw, I think last night, 98% sold out. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. 98, you might as well say 100% for section. So tell us about it. Tell us about the registration. Folks still able to register. What's still available, that sort of thing. So we have an idea.
So this is where it gets a little tricky with getting into sections at almost down. We're almost down to the wire. So I feel like we still have, we're taking registration. I think registration closes sometime in April, probably around the 19th. So we're mid-April. So now with that being said, we do have, there you go, April 18th, registration closes. So we do have the Orange Ultra completely sold out. Those numbers are done. I refuse to open it back up. I can't, because we just can't. We can't. The Blues front line and that Ultra is also sold out. I think there are like a few more slots in the Blues back line. The Orange front line is another one that is, I didn't even look at my matrix this morning, but I am almost positive that would be the next thing that will be sold out, the Orange front line. It may have a few slots somewhere between 3 and 4, maybe. I, again, did not look at my numbers on my matrix this morning. Marlin's Pink, I believe his front line He's probably almost at his expected number for that as well. I spoke to Ramona about a day or so ago, maybe 2 days, and her front line, it's almost sold out. So I say that to say,
All of the story is, guys.
right. So I say that to say that if you do plan on playing with us, again, we're open for all. You would need to register as soon as possible. Even if you just go ahead and register, put your deposit down so we can have you in the count. Because what people don't understand is we have to collect this information, send it off to the producers in enough time to make sure that this stuff is back. So although Carnival may be the end of May, there's a cutoff. There's a madness. There is definitely matrix to the madness to make sure that everything is back in time, because what we will not have is no costumes when we definitely need costumes.
And that is reality, because that happened to a couple of the masqueraders that I personally know last year. So, it's very important, guys, to have a cutoff date for everything, because
absolutely
they get everything together. And you don't want to be, the last minute distribution, trying to collect things and, hurry, get everything out there. You want to be able to make sure you have your stockings, make sure you know what you're going to do with your belongings, your phones, get the costume on, and put everything together like the night before, 2 days before, whatever. So very important to get everything together. But you guys have a lot that's very close to sold out, and it's all the front line.
Yes.
We love those feathers. We love the front lines.
Yes, absolutely. So let me just put some information out there on how to register. You can always go to our website, IMPULZEXperience.com. You can find us on IG. Everything is Impulse Experience, just to keep it consistent. You can always DM us.
Impulse.
Yes, IMPULZ. And the experience, it's no E, it's just XPERIENCE. So IMPULZ XPERIENCE, Impulse Experience. And again, you can go to our website, you can jump on our social media, you can always DM us. Like I said, you will 99.9% get an answer back within 10 minutes, if that long. And that's how you register. On the website has all the options. It will tell you what's available from what's not available. And we welcome everyone.
And guys, this is for Atlanta Caribbean Carnival, which happens this year in May. It's on May the 24th, Saturday, May the 24th. Okay, and once the parade is about just under 3 miles long, I believe. Once the parade is over, you've got the village where you are, your costume includes entrance into the village, correct?
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
They feed you too, you get food.
Oh, absolutely. You actually, right. You get breakfast, you get snacks on the roads. We have some surprises. I don't want to put it all out there, but we do have some surprises on the road. And again, remember, Impulse is coming. We're in our own box. We're in our own lane. We're in our own zone, and we're doing what we want to do. So you do get breakfast. You do get snacks on the road. You definitely get a delicious lunch catered. We have a whole catering, and that's it. Like,
nice.
This is it. Yeah.
Listen, when you are talking to people who are, poor, like Keisha said, she grew up with Carnival. Carnival is in her blood. So, this is all part of it. So I wanted to touch on that. So the parade assembly is at 9 a.m. So then this is on the Saturday. So Keisha, your distribution is going to be sometime that week. Is that how it works? Because Saturday 9 a.m. the folks will have to assemble for the actual parade.
Yes, so distribution will be the week of the carnival. We typically start Wednesday, Thursday, and we have a few slots on Friday, and these are for the people that's coming in last minute. We offer our masqueraders, hey, let us know what time works for you. We just don't want to just do a block and people are in and out. We actually make appointments with our masqueraders. That's another touch that we put in there. Let us know what time slot works for you, and we make sure we have some staff on hand to handle their needs like each and every time. Some people are coming in at 2 in the morning. Some people say, well, distribution is from 8 to 4, but I'm not coming in until later and I got a party and this and that. So we do again, our own thing in our own lane to what works for us and our masqueraders. So distribution again will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we will send our masqueraders out that information as the time draws a little closer.
Yeah, nice, nice. So don't forget, registration closes on April 18th. I got a feeling that by the time they register, don't wait until April 18th. You might as well
Mhm.
just register now so that you can choose what you want for your customer. There's a lot of, they can basically just add things to their cart. So it's kind of mix and match. Is that how you do it?
Say that again. You cut out for a
Oh,
second.
sorry. No, I'm just saying they can basically register, go onto the website, register, and then they can choose what they would like, whether they want a, full panty, whether they want a wire bra, whether, the backpacks, different things. So are they able to mix and match?
So the way that the costumes are set up, front line is front line for you. What you're going to get for the front line, you're going to get your wire bra, you're going to get your panty, you're going to get all the arms, the legs, the belts, and the whistles. The front line is the whole get up. And then, of course, you choose whether you want a backpack or not. We don't typically mix and mingle the front line with the back line because that's the whole purpose of frontline baddies being in the front line and everybody's kind of uniform. And those that don't want all those bells and whistles, just want to tone it down a little bit, we do have options for backline. And you choose what you want. You choose a high waist panty. You choose whether you want a backpack or not. You choose your meal option. So yes, there are things that you can choose, yes or no, if you want. Backline panty, again, we have a regular bikini or we have a high waist, and that's on purpose. And then, of course, again, we have the pocket friendly version of this whole thing. And this is for people that just want to be a part of the experience. They want to come on the road. They don't, or may not, have the funds or just don't want to spend all that money on the bells and whistles. They can always join us as well. And again, we have an option called the pocket friendly. And that was driven off of what we talked about a little bit earlier, which was the survey. So we had
Oh,
questions on the survey like, hey, help us understand, how was your experience? What did you miss? What was a problem? And quite a few people said, listen, as much as we love Atlanta, we love the carnival and we love the bells and whistles and the feathers and this and that, this stuff is expensive. So what we did in turn is say, okay, we hear you, and this is what we're going to do for you.
yeah.
And we
Oh my God, I love that. I
yes,
really, really love that. I'm gonna have to go back onto this website because I did go on. I'm gonna have to go back on and put pocket friendly. And
yes,
that's sort of because if I'm gonna play carnival, of course I'm gonna do ultra frontline without a doubt. That's how I'm gonna do it. But this year I'm gonna be doing some interviews, but I still want to get dressed up. So that kind of pocket friendly area may work for me for this year.
exactly,
But trust and
exactly.
believe me, next year I'm coming back with a vengeance, honey. There's nothing if you're gonna do it, you might as well do ultra. It just doesn't,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. And those
Yeah,
are always the ones that
yeah,
get sold out the
yes.
first.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So,
It's some people that don't compromise. They're like, listen, I'm going to find this money. I don't care. I need to be in an ultra. And another thing that we pay attention to is the market. We pay attention to the economy, so it's so many different things. Like I actually sit down and study. I study statistics and I look at different trends. And I'm like, okay, people, here's where we got to land. We have to design in this, amount space, in order for it to work for the people, because remember, the customers is what makes us. So if we again take a few things into consideration, the economy right now is it's uncertain.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
kept that in mind with my pricing. And my designers did the same. They said, okay, well, let's, just tone it down a little bit, but still give that sex appeal type of look. So
yeah,
this
sure.
is 25.
This year, I don't know if you guys know, but the parade route, they're going straight down Peachtree.
Mhm.
So it begins north on Peachtree Road and Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard, and then it turns left on Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard. So you're basically going straight past the Hard Rock Cafe, right in the heart of Atlanta, with the tourists. You're going to have so many people out on the road. You're going to have so many people just watching, admiring, putting Atlanta on the map. We're going to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yes.
And I know this year there are, I believe, 15 or 16 bands on the road. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's far more than last year. So it's going to be a really, really beautiful sea of costumes and feathers, and definitely Carnival is back, people. Carnival is back in Atlanta. So that's exciting. So any other final touches you want to talk? I know we can talk Carnival forever, but I'm coming up to the 7 minutes to go until, you know, the TV station shut me off. Before they do that, anything else you would like to say, Keisha, about your designers, about Carnival, about Impulse, any other events that you're doing or supporting for Carnival season?
Absolutely. So let's start off again by thanking all our supporters and everyone that has just been in our DMs. We have tons of new faces and new customers reaching out daily. We are, regarding supporting an event, we've teamed up with Sunchilla. So for our masqueraders, we do have discount ticket prices for that specific event. I think I'm working on one or two other more events, but we did right now, right now, Sunchilla, we definitely have discounted tickets for that. Some people call it Sunchilla, some people call it Sunday morning breakfast party, and that's the Sunday after the carnival, so that'll be the 25th. We do have tickets for that. Just jump in our DM. We have tickets for the normal, for our masquerader, discounted tickets for our masqueraders, and then we do have tickets for just people that's not masqueraders, the normal customers. I do want to thank my support staff, my support system, my section leaders for just bringing my vision to life. They have been my backbone because this, again, is a team effort. This Impulse. I tell people one thing about Impulse, it is definitely not me alone ever. It has never been and it will never be, because this is a whole collective sea of people that actually makes this thing happen. Let's see. Don't forget to register. Registration closes April 18th. And at that point, I probably would not be able to open it back up. For those that are on the fence, again, I know a lot of people are struggling about which section to pick. Flip a coin, and decide. But it's very important, again, if you're definitely going to be on the road with us, you definitely go ahead and put your deposit down. We might can work things out in the back. And if you're having problems with payments and may need an extra time, this or that, like, the one thing about us, talk to us. Talk to us. You're not out there alone. Once you are a masquerader with us, you're part of the family. So registration, remember registration. If you have any problems, go on our Instagram. Instagram is where it's at. All the information is out there. Jump on our website, and we are here to help, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, so that is really good. I got a note from Natasha. Natasha said they wanted to go harder. Keisha would not allow it. She wanted everyone to hear it.
Exactly.
And that's part of it, because like you said, everyone's having this whole, like, the economy is crazy,
Yes.
and people are thinking, you know what? But Carnival makes me happy.
Yes.
Carnival is my happy place. I can forget about everything for just a few moments, a whole day, however, the whole experience, the whole week. You can literally forget about everything. So why not? Because you want people to be able to afford it as well, and not kind of put themselves out. So I love the fact that you had your band launch, early enough so that people were able to make a decision, and that they had some time to build up to be able to pay things off. So, so folks, if you're registering before April 18th, you may have to pay a bigger deposit, I guess, because it's closest to the time. But the good thing is that you can accommodate folks. You just need to reach out, right?
That is correct. Just reach out to us. I promise you, we do things on a whole different level here at Impulse, and it's on purpose. It is definitely on purpose.
And the email address one more time, and the end. So.
Everything will be Impulse, IMPULZ XPERIENCE. That's at Gmail. We have info@impulseexperience.com. You can always join our website or jump in on our website, impulseexperience.com. That's the website. Let's see. Yeah, and our social medias are the same. The handles are the same all across.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. I just want to thank you for your time. I know you got a whole bunch of feathers to go glue together. I'm just kidding. You're pulling everything together. I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about Impulse Experience.
Of
I'm
course.
glad we were able to go through the sections. Now, I would be totally torn just looking at all four of these front lines right now. Oh my God, they are so beautiful. The
Yes.
colors, just everything
Yes.
about them. Um,
Absolutely.
so your team did what they had to do this year. I
Yes.
can't imagine you topping this next year, but I know it's going to be just as great. But this is just out of this world as it is with the
Yeah.
crown jewels, the Impulse Experience Atlanta Caribbean Carnival coming
Yeah.
up in May 2025, guys. So
All right.
thank you, Keisha.
Well,
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for the opportunity. It's been a busy, it's a crazy year and a busy time for me. So I could barely step out of my real life. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is great. What we're going to do now, so thank you, Keisha. I'm going to bid you farewell while I got probably about 3 minutes left to finish up. But thank you very much again for your time. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so there you have it. That is Impulse Experience. So, like I just wanted to go over just a couple of things before we finish up with today. So again, my sponsors, thank you so much for your sponsorship. Wear White. So guys, Wear White is on the Sunday. So again, let me just tell you a little bit about Wear White. So here we have, so Anika Berry. We also have Mikel Taja. Mikel Taja is back for the second year. So JT and One Associates bringing Mikel Taja back. Wear White with a touch of silver. And that is happening on May the 25th 2025. So it's all the 25s going on here. International DJs as well as, of course, the artists. And so far, we've got three artists, and I know there's more to be added. Patrice Roberts, of course, and her entire A-team band will be um, performing as well. Patrice Roberts can do no wrong in my eyes. I absolutely love her music. I love everything about her. She's an excellent performer. They can bring Patrice every single year. It wouldn't matter. But she's an excellent performer. She will be at Wear White with a touch of silver, Atlanta Carnival Sunday on May the 25th, 2025. So don't you dare miss Wear White. And of course, my other sponsors, Air and Sea Cargo, Caribbean International Shipping. They have shipments throughout the Caribbean as well as Central and South America. If you're shipping anything from the United States, from the southeast of the United States, so Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana. Make sure you contact Caribbean International Shipping. Telephone number 770-323-1111. All right, folks, so I am almost at the end of my time. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we will be back. Well, I will be back this Friday for the promo show, 6 p.m. Don't you dare miss it. We'll have hot topics with Danny. And my special guest on this Friday is Entice Mass, another one of the mass bands here for Atlanta Carnival season. Next Tuesday, I will be back for another episode of the Lunch Date, and I have Jade Carnival, the wonderful K Rock. She will be my special guest, and discussing Jade Carnival. So lots of carnival information. It's always an exciting time here in the ATL when we're talking, carnival season and everything, to do with jewels and feathers. We love it. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you this Friday and also next week. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day.